Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct here on YouTube. We stream. We're also on X. We're streaming through Restream, but we're on X, YouTube, of course, Facebook, Instagram. Should be on Instagram here in a couple of seconds. Other platforms. Thank you for joining us tonight, man. We got a lot to get into when it comes to the world of sports, man. We got a lot to get into, a lot of crazy things. We'll talk about some basketball tonight. Ryan will break down the Emirate Cup tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks, they won the cup. Dan, he's the hockey dude. He's here tonight. He's about to break down my New York Rangers and what's wrong with them and how can they get right, because they suck. They have sucked lately. We'll talk about some of the upcoming bowl games tonight, this week, and some other various weird news when it comes to the world of sports. But without further ado, let's meet the crew. Dan, what's going on, brother? How are you tonight, sir?
Good. The Sports Chaser is here. Yeah, the fellas will be here in a bit. But yeah, it's good to be here. Got to be back. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, Dan. There's so much, like I said, you'll break down my Rangers here in a minute. So much going on with them. They keep losing. And Dan will – it's a real hockey story, man, to talk about. One of the original 6 teams, and they are not playing very well. They had a players only meeting the other night, and let's see. A lot of people are not happy, man. But without further ado, let's get into the news here. The Sports Chasers Weekly News. Before I get into that, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also hit the bells for all the notifications. And on the podcast side, y'all know what it is. Y'all give us that 5-star review. For those that are listening on the sound of my voice on the podcast side, thank you so much for listening to us tonight, man. Like I said, a lot of weird stories. Let's go with story number 1 from CBS Sports from Brian Diardo. And buckle up your seats, just like how our announcer says. This one is a weird story, and this one was trending today. Y'all probably know what it is. Another day, another controversy surrounding the New York Jets and what has been a tumultuous season for Gang Green. But instead of the drama being centered around the usual suspect, quarterback Aaron Rodgers, it's team owner Woody Johnson that's been put on the defense. An article written by The Athletic has drummed up questions regarding the influence that Johnson's teenage sons have had on the team's personnel decisions. Hold on. In the article, it was reported that the Jets did not pull the trigger, get this, y'all, on trading for the then Broncos receiver Jerry Jeudy after Johnson alluded to his Madden ratings as a decision that, if true, was presumably influenced by Johnson's sons. Jeudy was ultimately traded to Cleveland and has enjoyed his finest season to date. It is used as a reference point. It is not a determinative, a team spokesperson said in response to Johnson's son's involvement in team-based decisions. It's really sad that an adult will use a misleading anecdote about teenagers to make their father look bad. It's ridiculous, quite honestly. The idea that this was used to be, the influence, the opinion of experienced executives. The Suns have no roles in the organization. It's completely ridiculous to suggest that any outside info is intended to replace the opinions of Woody Johnson's staff. The article included 2 particular damning quotes, one from a current and unnamed Jets executive and former general manager Joe Douglas, who was fired earlier this season. Both quotes had to do with the influence of Johnson's son having within the organization. When we're discussing things, you'll hear Woody cite something that Brick or Jack read online that's being weighed equally against whatever opinion someone else in the department has, the executive said. The following quote was reportedly said by Douglas prior to the start would be his final season as the team's general manager. I answered to a teenager, Douglas said. The story also includes Jets players reportedly saying that they heard Johnson and his son loudly disparaging certain players in the locker room following a late season loss to the Browns in 2023. Johnson and his wife have also been overheard criticizing players in the locker room, according to the story. There's more to it. It's like a 2-minute read. I am not going to read no more. The Jets continue never to disappoint, that they are a laughing stock of an organization, even with Aaron Rodgers. And on this show, we have deemed them a trash organization. They are the trash organization. And when there's smoke, there's fire. Joe Douglas, who I thought did a great job of drafting players, I guess he didn't do good enough with the Madden ratings and then getting Judy. And it's quite how ironic that, we also cover esports, and Dan, who's our COD guy, Call of Duty guy, maybe Dan can offer some insight on how the teenagers give ratings and information to owner Woody Johnson of the Jets to make personnel decisions. Dan, go ahead.
I don't know where to begin, to be honest. Like, if there's like partial truth to any of that, how insane. How old is this kid of his?
Teenage sons, they don't say.
So, all right. So, anywhere from what? Up to 18, 19?
Yeah.
My question is, I'm hoping he's towards the 19 age range, because you know what that means. Once he gets a little bit older, guess who's going to get the keys to the Ferrari?
Yep.
And you think it's a dumpster fire now. This kid is basing ratings off a video game. And that's who he's influencing his dad to pick up. Look, I mean, if you're Jerry Jeudy, you got to be like, I dodged one on this. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cleveland's not a whole lot better.
Right.
But it's not the same dumpster fire that they got going on in New York.
Yeah, they got a different kind of dumpster fire. But at least they're playing well.
Yes.
A little bit. I mean, I think James is going to get benched this weekend, but they don't have this going on. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Yeah, but like, if this is you overruling scouts, personnel, draft,
right,
people that this is what they do for a living and done it for 20 years, and know when they see something or someone special, they could pick out that possible talent, and you're going to base it off a video game that your kid plays, you might as well get Sketch. What's up, brother? Give him a team. You know what? You just move him over to the Giants, and we'll see who can burn the city down first. But yeah, that's absolutely craziness that they overruled professionals. In real life, dealing with actual people.
Yeah. Not
a controller, and behind a monitor, spewing stuff in the microphone. Wow. Like, I didn't get a chance to read that article when you put it in the group chat. I'm almost sad that I didn't get to read it, because I can tell you what, when that kid hits 25, I'm getting a big bag of popcorn. And Woody hands the keys to him, and whoo, it'll be what was the Batman movie where they blow up the Steelers Heinz Field?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the Meadowlands.
Right. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. B-Dubs, what's up? Oh, he's in and out. He'll be back. Man, I saw that this first. I heard it, and I was like, "There's no way." So I went to the Athletic. I read the article, and the article is even longer. And I'm like, "Wow, how can this be? How can you not establish boundaries for your kids?" I mean, it's just like anything else. I mean, I get it, but maybe they need some kind of formal training or whatever if they're going to get into it. But just to be basing personnel decision off of ratings, man, I don't know. I don't
Crazy.
know. I'm waiting for D Dubs to come through. Is he trying to see that? There he goes. There he goes. And
Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, I was trying to get here quick so I could see this. This is what we said. Trash organization, man. This
yeah,
is again. This is what we doing. We basing it off of Madden. Come on, man. And then, yeah, I don't.
Does this kid even play football in real life?
No, probably not. Dan, probably not. Most likely, no. He's on. Yeah, he's like most of these other kids, man. They at home and they like to play online with their friends. Talk shit to one another. Excuse me. Talks trash to one another. And then yeah. So what does Woody Johnson have to say for himself for this, man?
I
Be
mean,
smart, nothing.
yeah, just be quiet. I'll read the last of the article is yet another example of dysfunctions that continue to permeate within the Jets organization, a once proud franchise that's responsible for one of the most monumental historical victories in the pro football. The Jets have largely underachieved under Johnson's ownership, which started at the turn of the century. This year will mark the 14th consecutive year that the Jets will miss the playoffs and the 19th time in Johnson's 25 seasons as an owner. So Woody Johnson took over like in the early 2000s from Leon Hess. For all those all my New Yorkers like myself and D-Dubs,
Hess truck.
Hess Truck, Hess Gas was very popular. I don't even know if it's still up there and around. Well, actually, shout out to my sister. She actually got me a Hess Truck for Christmas. Shout out to Valerie if you're watching. Thank you. If I can get it here in a second, man. Yo, she did. She bought me a Hess Truck like I was
Hess truck.
5, but a fire truck, not a police truck, man. Because no, let me stop. Anyway, it was a fire truck, though, by the way. But anyway, yeah, he bought him from the Leon Hess and the Hess organization from years ago, and then this is what you got here. This is what you got. Woody Johnson. I don't know, man. Ryan, what's up, brother? How are you tonight, man?
What's up, fellas? How
Right.
y'all doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
What's going on, man? Y'all can hear me good?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yep.
Man, you just happened to walk
What's
into a
up?
crazy story.
Kev, Dan, D Dubs.
What's good?
What's up? What up?
Long time no see, man. Felt like I ain't seen you.
Yes,
in a
sir.
long
Yes,
time,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure,
good?
brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
So Ryan, you
Yeah.
kind of walked into the Jets. I know I sent it in the chat this morning. The Jerry Judy, the Madden rating. Your thoughts? What do you think about this dysfunction with the Jets?
Well, as an avid Madden player, I found it amusing. To be honest with you, the Madden ratings are pretty accurate. To be honest with you, but I don't know, man. I don't think that's something that you want to come out that you was looking at Madden ratings. You know what I'm saying? So,
And that's
but
what you
like I
basing
said,
it on.
yeah, but like I said, as an avid Madden player, I thought it was cool, but it's not a good look, to say the least.
The Jets never disappoint on this
Never.
with dysfunction. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, man. How they have done things, man. So the Jets again are in the news. Let me move on to the next story. A feel good story. I like this story here. Michael Vick, Yahoo Sports. Michael Vick, and this is from Jason Owens. Michael Vick has been hired as the head football coach at Norfolk State, according to multiple reports. The Virginia pilot first reported that the news on Tuesday night. A news conference formally announcing Vick as head coach is expected within a week. Per the report, Vick replaces Dawson Odoms when Norfolk State fired after a 15-30 record across 4 seasons. The Athletic confirmed the Virginia Pilot's report, which states that Vick and the NSU agreed to a contract on Tuesday. Terms of the deal were not initially reported. The head coaching job is the first for Vick, who started as a quarterback at Virginia Tech in the NFL and with the Atlanta Falcons. Vick also reportedly spoke with Sacramento State about their head coaching vacancy. Vick, 44, has little to no formal head coaching experience. He briefly was a coaching intern with Kansas City Chiefs and had a very short stint as the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Legends of the Alliance of American Football League. Neither situation lasted long. I know how to lead, and I know what it takes, Vick previously said, as he told the Virginia Pilot. The job keeps Vick close to his childhood roots. Vick grew up and played high school football nearby Newport News, Virginia. He then starred in 2 seasons as a quarterback for Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia. D-Dubs, your thoughts on Michael Vick? Getting an opportunity to coach, man. I'm happy for the brother, man. Good for him, man.
Oh, absolutely. As far as that, yes, I'm happy for him. Good start. It's somewhere to start. I think he's trying to, walk in the same steps as Deion Sanders, and try to see. He's also getting his first time opportunity to work as a coach. Now, it's expectations. What is the expectations, or what? I wouldn't have my hopes up high, as if he's going to, this is his first time. So, I mean, I would just keep my expectations low. He's got to get some coaches behind, some coaching staff, the whole nine. But it's Norfolk State. Norfolk State is not, like the best school in the country. I read it was ranked 55 on
Oh, where's the
135.
DA? You talking about his alma mater?
Well, he knows. So if anybody knows, he knows. He know what it is. It's a, probably, no about the same as Jackson State. Yeah. So, kudos, shout outs to him for getting the opportunity. I think the mention was Sacramento. He had it might have been like try to get a little, buzz. I think Sacramento had put an offer out for him as well. But
All right.
Listen, man, good for him for all the stuff he has transformed his whole image. I'm proud of him.
Gotcha.
Wish him the best.
Ryan, thoughts? Michael Vick being the new head coach of Norfolk State.
Listen, you saw this, things like, coaches like this getting hired, with Dion, with Eddie George, going to, starting at HBCUs and doing well. So, it's, I'm happy to see, him getting the opportunity, and, hopefully he can, obviously he knows the game. So I don't know much of, if he's coached high school. I don't know too much of his history as far as coaching wise, but hey, it's a name, and and in this social media world, they have a name on their program now. So, so hopefully he can recruit, get guys in and compete. So, happy for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, a good opportunity for him, and let's see how it goes. But like I said, man, Dion and Eddie George and, former players like that, the Ed Reed thing didn't work out at right, but nah, but
get be out of here.
But yeah,
anyway,
right, but yeah, let's give him a shot, and see where it goes from there. Nothing wrong with giving a guy an opportunity.
Yeah, you gotta crawl before you walk, man. So hey,
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't believe he had any coaching experience, Ryan, to be
right.
To be exactly. I don't think he had any other than working with kids or whatever.
So,
yeah.
Kudos to him. Gotcha. Thank you, Ryan. Dan, what's your thoughts?
Well, as a former Pittsburgh Steeler, I'm happy for him. We all make bad decisions now and then, and good thing he can be able to get his life turned around in a positive light. And yeah, he may not have experience, but if you get some people around you, coordinators that know what they're doing, and you can focus on the motivation and getting your players to play hard. I don't think they were what 8-30 something you said.
What?
I mean,
No, yeah.
I mean,
ain't no way but up, right?
Yeah. I mean, the ceiling.
Better than, yeah.
That's one of them vaulted ceilings right there. That's not your standard ceiling. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how he does. Going to be wishing him good luck and checking in, see how he does.
Gotcha. We'll move on to the next story, and this is kind of a similar story, but This guy went back to high school here. Former quarterback Teddy Bridgewater teases possible return to NFL after coaching high school. His high school team to state champion. Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater seemingly took his final NFL snap on October 8th, 2023, but his pro football days may not actually be behind him. The former first rounder left the league and pursued a career as a high school football coach, leading his alma mater, Miami Northwestern, to a state title in the first year in the job. Miami Northwestern is a known powerhouse down here in South Florida. Bridgewater is celebrating his team's 41-0 victory over previously undefeated reigns, but it already looking to the future, a future that may involve his past. The 32-year-old said in an NFL Network interview that he is planning an NFL return, but he would reveal the team he is looking to sign with. Well, we'll see how these next week and a half, 2 weeks play out. Might be signing with the team something and then returning back to coach high school football in February. He said, smiling. So he said, we'll see. There are just 3 weeks remaining in the 2024 regular season, with Bridgewater noting that he first needs to see how the few weeks turn out. It seems he is suggesting he is joining a potential playoff-bound squad. Then we'll see. He will see if he's only joining the team if they make the playoffs. What could place him on one that is currently in the hunt? And then they say currently maybe Kansas City, Buffalo, the Steelers, Texans, Lions, Eagles, Vikings. So as possible places he can go. I'll pass on to Ryan. Your thoughts on Teddy Bridgewater? Like I said, he did an awesome job with Miami Northwestern down here, man, and got them to a state title. Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah. Listen, Teddy's a legend here, man. So and to see players of his stature going back to high school where they're not getting paid much or whatever, but not saying it's for the money or nothing like that, but it's basically almost giving back to the community, right? You go to a high school and you do that, and again, he's a legend here in Florida, and kids look up to him. So and like you said, it's a powerhouse school. So kudos to him, man. You know what I'm saying? He jumped right in, got his feet wet with coaching, and for anything, man, if he wanted to go back to the NFL as a backup, one thing we know, these teams don't have good backups. None of these teams have good backups. So and he's a great backup. He can learn a playbook really quick. A little bit older, he lost a step when he had the knee injury, and when he was playing well, at that juncture in his career. But it's a good story, man. He came back home, and had success at his high school. So that's awesome.
Nah, definitely a good feel good story. D-Dubs, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is a great story. Going back to high school, wanted to win a state championship or just got to the championship. So I mean, what else can you say? And yeah, there's going to be teams that's going to need a backup quarterback, and those teams that you mentioned, any one of them could. We've seen Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes had a slight injury, went down slightly the other day. So he definitely will be. He's always been a solid guy. So I would see there being no problem him getting on the team somewhere.
Last team he played was with the Lions back in 2023 when he was back.
It was just like what Ryan said. He's solid dude. So I don't see he's never been a problem. He's just one of those guys that he could get you. If you had to start, bridge the gap, he could do it.
Yep. No pun intended. Dan.
Pretty much, the same sentiment. Like it's a good story. And it's cool. He could go back and mentor these young kids, and give them good advice and going forward, college or being a professional, how to hunt and handle themselves, all that stuff. And it'll be interesting to see like what team comes calling for his services here of those teams. I'm just trying to think, like, I think Kansas City would probably be a good spot for him because he's more like Mahomes than Wentz is, and I don't know how
That's good.
well Wentz would do in a situation where you know he's getting chased like Mahomes does, because like he's at that age too where he's not as fleet as foot as he used to be. So I think that would probably be a good fit for him. And who's Minnesota's backup?
I don't know. We'll have to look it up. Go ahead.
But like
Yeah.
come back to the Vikings and back up Darnold. I think that would be a good spot for him also. Wish him the best. I'm curious to see where if he does end up on a team, which one he goes to.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll stay in the same vein. We'll talk about quarterbacks. Looks like the Atlanta Falcons, they have moved on and they have benched Kirk Cousins. And I'll just read this. This is from also CBS Sports. 9 months after making Kirk Cousins their prized addition to the 2024 NFL offseason, the Falcons have benched their quarterback and definitely turned the keys over to the first round rookie Michael Penix Jr. with a potential player spot on the line. If the Falcons aren't willing to trust Cousins for their final wins or go home matches of the year, it stands to reason they do not trust him beyond 2024 as well, which leads to the obvious follow of can the Falcons feasibly get out of the 4-year, $180 million contract that they doled out to the former Minnesota Viking captain in March. Unfortunately, for Atlanta, the answer isn't too complicated. Yes, they can. The manner in which they do it simply depends on how much money they are willing to eat to facilitate Cousins' exit, provided, of course, that they have no interest in going back to him at age 37 and Penix already on board. Cousins is owed $275 million guaranteed in 2025, but the Falcons can spread out his post-2024 salary cap hits by designating him a post-June 1st release. Such a move after the 2024 campaign will result in a dead cap charge of $40 million. The record for this, by the way, is $49.5 million set by the Denver Broncos in their release of Russell Wilson during the offseason. So listen, they started off. I thought he started off with a bang, but the last 3 weeks he hasn't played all that well, man. He's been turning the ball over, and why not? You got this guy. Ryan always says this. Ryan always say, "Hey, man, sometimes you got to get these young guys in here and just put them in there." So now's the opportunity to do so. See what Penix Jr. got. We'll see. Ryan, go ahead since I
All right. Nah. So, I mean, to say he's been bad these last 6 weeks. I think he's like he has a TD to touchdown. To interception ratio of like one TD, which was on Monday night, to like 8 interceptions in the last couple of weeks. He just can't move. He can't move in the pocket. And trust me, take it from a guy who's ruptured his Achilles. You cannot move the way you want to. You just can't. And he wasn't a runner to begin with. He could extend plays, but he can't even extend plays now. It's just like Aaron Rodgers coming off an Achilles. Can't extend plays. If you can't extend plays in today's NFL and you just want to stay in the pocket, it's not going to be good. You'll have some games, like you said, Kev, he looked like he started off hot. But then you have to extend plays. The defenses they're schematically, they're too good. They're sending pressure. They're just not going to let you sit in the pocket. And for as much weapons as Atlanta has, it's just you can't get any worse right now. So you might as well turn it over to the rookie who sat and watched for the majority of the season. Sat and watched. So let him go in there, and he's coming. He's gonna get his first start against the Giants. So it's a good spot there. And one thing we know, and Penix, he's not really a runner as well, but he can move. He can move. He just can't move. Cousins just can't move, man. If he can't get it done in the pocket, then it's a double whammy. He can't move, and he's not getting it done in the pocket. So Atlanta has weapons, guys, like serious weapons. You know what I mean? So you put a dynamic throw of the ball like Penix, who can finally move. Yeah, you know this was the right time to do it because you have to inject some type of enthusiasm to your ball club. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it's got to be like devastating to to the defense. You just it's just not Kirk Cousins out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just not him. He's not playing with confidence. Even in his press conferences, he's not. It's lackluster. Everything is lackluster. So throw the kid out there. He sat for 15 weeks. Now it's time to see what he got.
I agree. The last 3, like I said, the last 3 weeks has been not good. And that stat, I've heard that stat too before, and that's awful. You can't be like that, man.
Yeah.
Dan, your thoughts on Kirk D. Cousins?
I'm not going to get too deep into this one, but I saw another stat that they did not pass on first down the entire first half their last game.
Wow.
Came out on the second half, first down, he threw an interception. Now you know why they didn't throw on first down the whole first half. They should have kept that tune for the second half. But like for all the obvious reasons, look, he looked terrible when we played him at the beginning of the season. Like we beat him and we didn't score a touchdown. So, and it was the same thing. He was okay in the first half, and then the second half it was like he had happy feet. He couldn't get anything done. But I like the idea of Penix, and I like the idea that he's had a chance. He wasn't thrown in there right off the bat. He's had a chance to have practice, see the process, see how game planning goes, all the things he needs to know going in as the starter. Now he's had those reps for 15 weeks, and I think he's going to be a huge shot in the arm for them, because with all the players that they got, there's no reason they should be that bad. But that being said, there's a new category that needs to be put in Canton, Ohio. And it's going to be the Agent Hall of Fame, because that bro got him paid everywhere he went. And I don't think he's won a playoff game in like the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, and not only that, he always got the franchise tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would, what I'm saying? So kudos to him. He was betting on himself, but he was always making the maximum money. You know what I'm saying? And then got the big contract.
Yeah, yep.
And got a big contract after rupturing his Achilles. Got a major contract. So
it's like blackjack. He's at 19. He's like, hit me again.
Yeah, he got pocket aces and he split those.
Right.
Wow, yeah.
But that's the thing. Like this, like just a few people that we've talked about,
right?
It being released and whatnot. Where does this all go back to? The mistake by the lake. Cleveland gave that guaranteed money to Deshaun, and all the contracts that we've seen quarterbacks get, the majority of the money is guaranteed. And like Ryan said, this guy ruptured his Achilles. You know he's not going to be the same. You can only hope that he's 90% of what he used to be. Now they're stuck with a $40 million bill in cap hit because they gave him guaranteed money. That would be I don't know what's going to happen to my Steelers at the end of the year, because Russ is going to need paid, Fields is going to need to get paid, and Trevor Lawrence, he got $50 million a year, and what's he done? So it's like, are they going to, are teams going to wise up and owners wise up? Because I would really think that they would probably draft somebody else and let both those guys walk if they don't want to sign like a mid-range type of deal.
Yeah.
Because that's what's hamstringing all these teams, is them spending this guaranteed gazillion dollars. Look at Dak. He hasn't won anything, but he's making buku bucks. He's out hurt again. It's like you invest all that guaranteed money into one position or one player, and that's the position, besides like running back, and I would say that gets hit the most. And it's just crazy to me that that's what teams do. Because I'm waiting to see, does Cleveland keep Deshaun, or are they cutting him and eating that money? Because it's stupid. His cap hit's going to be stupid because they rearranged his contract so that they could have cap space to bring in like Jerry Jeudy and them.
He might break that record of 49.5.
Yeah. Well, he will. He will.
Right. And that goes to show you guys the desperation from NFL teams to get a quality quarterback, because we saw Deshaun Watson play at a high level. We saw it in Houston. We saw him play at a high level. We saw Kirk Cousins play at a high level. We saw Aaron Rodgers play at a high level. They're trying to hit strike light, whatever that term is, lightning in a bottle, whatever that is, because because there's not that the quarterback play. It's only a few top echelon quarterbacks. So when you saw that a guy has done it before, you take as a GM or whoever's making decisions for these teams, they jump at a chance to see, hey, can he be what he was? And if he is, then we got something. So, and to your point, Dan, with Cleveland, I doubt they keep Deshaun. One, because what? He just ruptured his Achilles. So you eat the money, you draft somebody, and then you bring in somebody who's comparable. That way, you don't have to pay a quarterback any money because you're already going to be strapped, like you said, Dan, with that cap.
I would keep Winston. I'd keep Jameis's and draft somebody.
Yeah, but see, they already benched Winston already. He just turns the ball over to them. They've already.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
but they got the other kid behind him that they're going to play this week and see what he has.
Yeah.
But I'm saying either you go and draft somebody and start them, because obviously they're going to have a highly high draft pick, and keep him around as a mentor, and keep the other kid that's behind him. I can't think of his name. I know it's a hyphenated name, but because if he's already on a contract, there's no sense of cutting him, eating more dead space, and then have to bring somebody else and pay them more money.
Yeah, but those guys aren't good.
I understand that.
We saw him last year. They gave him a shot last year.
You're gonna eat $50 million in a quarterback contract that's not even on your team.
You talking about Dorian Thompson-Robinson? That's the
yeah. Like I mean, they already know what they have in him. He's just the next guy up because they have nothing else to go to. And that's why and that's why Dak got paid, because who else are you gonna get? Who else? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Dak was second in MVP in MVP last year. Who else are you gonna get? And I know I always say this, guys. I always say it. I don't count these owners' money. These guys are billionaires. That little cap hole and money to let them go away, they'll do that in a heartbeat. They don't care. They're printing money. The NFL is printing money, especially the Cowboys.
Let me step in real quick. I listen to you guys' take, and my take is a little bit different. I don't need Michael Penix Jr. to come up here. No. If he's going to come in the game, I need him to win the game, because I need the Giants to continue to lose. Okay, that's one. Two.
So we can get a quarterback.
Yeah, so we could get a quarterback, right? Two. Now, if I was looking at it from that vantage point, Atlanta is 7-7. They got the tiebreaker against Tampa Bay. You're playing the sorry Giants. Yeah. Right? You're playing the Giants, who's a sorry team. Me personally, I would go with the veteran hand, and hopefully he could get it shaken out against this Giant team. That's just me looking at it. I don't know, but I get it if you're the quarterback, if you're the coach, and you saying, "Hey man, this guy's been awful the last couple of weeks. Let's try to get the rookie let's see if we could get them going, because you're taking a gamble because you're 7-7 with the tiebreaker against Tampa Bay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
you're
losing anyway.
You need to win. You need to win all these games, huh?
I said you're losing anyway with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I mean, he's thrown 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions in the last. I mean,
yeah, he's been bad, bro. There's no way getting over it. I can't defend it. I'm just looking at it from different angles, and you still trying to make the playoffs even with the 7-7 record. You're just trying to win the division. So.
Right, and you barely beat a team on Monday night, the Raiders, who
terrible too. Right,
who lost their quarterback. Like, if it wasn't for the Atlanta's defense, I mean, so he still so Cousins still couldn't get it together against them, and Crosby didn't play.
Yeah.
So the Falcons was just waiting for an opportunity to get Penix in the game.
And
you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously,
the Giants defense is good. They're not a shabby.
They get pressure.
They'll get that pressure up there. So
but they want to lose.
I don't want them to win. I need them to lose though.
They want to lose because they need Shador or Cam Ward. Either one.
Yeah. They should just. I think they're going with Locke this week. I don't care. I just need. They should just stick with DeVito and just go ahead and just tank it for the rest of the thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to make this.
Giants are not trying to win any more games, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yo,
that's right. No more winning. I'm good. I'm good. I have accepted it. Any Giant fan should have it. You accepted it by now. If you haven't, you're a fool.
Those that are still not accepting, they still crying over Saquon. I've been told y'all
come on, man,
weeks ago, stop it.
Been over that.
Yeah, it should have been over that. The Saquon thing. This is interesting for the Falcons. Like I said, the Giants. I don't know what's the point spread on that one, but Falcons should win that game. And Giants, y'all just keep on losing. Let me go to the next news story here. The Ivy League. Here, this from SI. They says Ivy League to make major change to FCS playoff stance. Since 1945, the Ivy League has banned athletic scholarship for football and has also prohibited postseason play in what is known as the Ivy Group Agreement. It looks like the long outdated rule is finally going to change, at least for the postseason eligibility portion of the Ivy Group Agreement. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, the Ivy League will begin participating in the FCS playoffs beginning in 2025. For the first time in 80 years, Ivy League schools will be able to play for a national title in football. The proposal came forward via a group of Ivy League student athletes. The Ivy League Student Athletes Advisory Committee proposal was formally approved on Tuesday by a vote of the Ivy League Council of Presidents. For Ivy League football players, it's long overdue. For the rest of the college football, it is a victory for the sport, and that these teams will now once again be eligible to compete for a national championship thing. I didn't even know that was a thing, man. So when I saw this the other day, I was like, hey, kudos to the Ivy League for Penn and for Princeton and all the rest of those, Harvard. Now they can compete for a national championship, man. So kudos to them. Go ahead, Dan. You look puzzled. I'm sorry.
We're talking football, right?
They're eligible, Dan. I'm just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just needed clarification. That's all. Thank you. I rescind the rest.
Thank you,
of my
Dan.
time.
I said the same thing. I'm like,
well, yeah, hard crowd, boy. I tell you.
Do we really think? Okay, so they eligible. Okay, cool. What we talking about?
So you ain't going to Harvard versus Penn?
Bro, come on, man.
Them in the top 12 of the AP top 25. I don't know that I'll see that in my lifetime.
Princeton against Yale against Columbia. We ain't gonna go uptown to Manhattan, uptown, and go see Columbia versus Harvard.
Only smart guy I know was it Marcellus Wiley?
Yeah, Marcellus
Wiley went to
yeah.
Shout out to him. That's about it.
Yeah.
he's a what they say. He's a unicorn. He's Compton to New York to the NFL.
Compton to Columbia.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's my man. Yo, but that's about it, kid. That's where the line ends right there. He's about it.
I got the angry one in the comments saying, "No, Kev, we not going uptown to Columbia to go see Columbia versus Yale."
No, ain't nobody. Nice, but it's a cute story. Cute story. It's nice. Shout out to all the Ivy Leagues.
Yeah,
I guess.
Let me move on.
Yeah,
good for them. They're eligible.
Yeah.
Eligible. So anyway, let me move on to some of the baseball moves really quick. Some will say, well, I'll just say this. So the Yankees, I'll start off with the Yankees. The Yankees were able to acquire Devin Williams, Vanessa Cortez, and Caleb Durbin from Milwaukee. So now the Yankees got a bona fide closer reliever, right?
Relief, yeah.
Cubs acquired Kyle Tucker. Or the Athletics, they got we don't know where the Athletics are going to be playing this year, I guess. Well, no, they're playing in Sacramento. The Yankees also made a good signing. They picked up Max Fried, and they also picked up Cody Bellinger on the other day. D-Dubs.
I ain't got nothing, Kev. I got nothing for you. I seen everybody so excited. Cody Bellinger, yes, I understand. MVP, I understand all that. I don't believe none of this until we get to the postseason, get through the regular season, postseason. Other than that, they trying, but if it doesn't mesh up, everybody talk, the bullpen and everything. If it doesn't, I mean, only thing I know is with this, you move Judge back to right field.
Yeah,
he gets moved back into his natural position.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, they made a splash. It's not even a splash. It's okay. It's good.
Ryan is like,
that's what I'm saying. It's not. I'm like Cody Bellinger. I was like, who? I was like, I know him, but I'm like,
from 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah,
correct.
There you go. Right.
That
we just lost Juan Soto, a young stud, and then you come back and you tell me Cody Bellinger. All right, okay.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Listen. They had to do something, right? So kudos to them for at least being active. But once you lost Soto, I don't care what you do, right? Not only that, you're getting players that people really don't want anymore. All right. For instance, Chicago traded for Kyle Tucker and couldn't wait to ship Cody Bellinger out of there. So as they upgraded, you just lost Soto, and then you took a player that the Cubs didn't even want anymore because they upgraded. So they got some pitching with Fried. Okay, I get it. It's all good. You're still gonna have to protect Aaron Judge in the lineup, and Cody Bellinger ain't it. You lost Soto. You had to sign Soto by all means necessary. Maybe he just didn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? With the whole thing with his parents getting harassed by the security, they didn't want to give him a suite. Whatever. That suite costs $2 million a year. So you lost Soto because you didn't want to give him a suite for his family because the Yankees don't give people suites, or maybe, like I said, he just finally wanted to grow a beard. I don't know, but
he gonna go with the beard.
That's my dig. Every time you talk about the trash cans, when you bring up the trash cans with the Rockets, I bring up that a grown man can't wear a beard.
Yeah.
This is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. But like I said, man, like I give them kudos for trying and at least being active, because if you just lost a guy that you was going to pay $700+ million to, so you had to sign somebody. But Cody Bellinger was good 3-4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's all right now. Like I said, Chicago couldn't wait to upgrade him for Tucker and then get him up out of there and ship him off. So I don't know.
Ryan,
I just
Ryan, these Yankee fans, man. I was listening to New York radio, and the Yankee fans, some of these guys that they're really like, yeah, we guys. I'm like, I don't see. Maybe it's. I said maybe I haven't been watching the baseball like that, like that. I catch it when I could catch it, but I just know Cody Bellinger. It just did not move me. I know enough that where he was at, it didn't move me.
Yeah. You got a bunch of people.
Like
I said, you signed multiple guys. So now now you don't have the superstar. But it's the Yankees.
We got
it's the Yankees. You need the superstar,
right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so so now if the pieces now if these are just pieces, we just gotta hope that these pieces come together and become a good, solid team.
Yeah,
that can happen.
And Cody can play. He's not bad, but I'm just saying,
but for what we used to, it's like we going from the penthouse and we going back to the we going to maybe the 15th floor.
Right, and to your Yankee fans who saying that that they're onto something, maybe that's what the Yankees need. Just more solid players and not the top end players. Yeah, so and just make it a well-rounded team, not just top heavy. Team. So when those two guys struggle, the whole team struggles. You know what I'm saying? So and we know Judge struggles in the playoffs. At this point, it is what it is.
So I'll say this: when I first heard the story, let me just say this: Nestor Cortez. The last image I have of you is throwing that ball to
man, please.
man and giving up the home run. And
stop.
That was my last image of Nestor Cortez, man, giving up that home run, right?
Nestor, please.
Can't even blame the guy though, man. The guy ain't pitching 20 years.
That's Boone's fault. That's Boone's fault. I said that from day one. Go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
Absolutely. But these moves, like you said, Bellinger 4 or 5 years ago, he was a stud, whatnot. Now they're trying to, this whole thing. His dad used to play for the Yankees, which he did. And I'm like, Ryan, maybe the Yankees, being that they got outbidded, or whatever the reason why Soto left, or he took more money, whatever the reason. Maybe it's time to go back and do more scouting and build a more, I guess, well-rounded team, and instead of trying to sign every superstar.
Yeah,
which I agree. And you D-Dubs, I'm with you. I'm listening to New York Raiders this week. I'm like, yeah, we got Cody Bellinger. I said, yo, this ain't 2018.
I didn't know what the hoopla was about. Really, I was like, man, this is not moving me. I don't know. I said maybe I'm out of touch. Let me, I had to check myself.
Because the Cubs couldn't trade him fast enough when they got Tucker.
Right.
They're like, okay, we got Tucker, get him out of here.
Yeah. So I just didn't see it. And hopefully, maybe a change of scenery for him. Maybe he'll get his stuff together.
Gotcha.
Cool. But we're the Yankees, and we're kind of we're spoiled. We're spoiled.
One last baseball thing before I move on. Ryan, Nolan Arenado, what's going on between that possible trade between St. Louis and the Astros and your Astros?
Oh, damn, right. Okay, so he has a no trade clause, right? And so
shut him down.
He wants more options, right? So he's waiting. Mm-hmm. So what's happening is, okay, he probably wants to go to a certain team, and he's waiting for that team. But if that team doesn't make an offer, and then he'll waive the no trade clause and go to Houston. You know what I'm saying? They're just posturing. They're just posturing. So if we get him, cool. If we don't, cool. But it's not like, oh, he waived his no trade clause. He won't waive his no trade clause to go to the Astros because the Astros are a bunch of cheaters and this and that. No, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's not that.
Listen, man.
It's just it's posturing. Is now the Astros are probably not his first choice. I admit that, right? But if something doesn't work out to what he wants to go to, I mean, the Astros have been like the best team the last 7 years.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm
So,
not.
you know what I
I'm
mean?
like,
So,
why?
yeah.
I would go to the Astros. Let me tell you something. If the Yankees had said,
Right, but he probably wants to go somewhere else. He probably wants to go. His first option is probably a
I
different
got
team. So he's waiting on that team. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So and that's the beauty of having a no trade clause. You control everything. You control the narrative. You control where you go. You control. You know what I'm saying? So you're set. You got to sit back and just wait.
right.
There's no sense of using your no trade clause. One, if that's not your first
That's not
team,
your first, yeah,
and
your where you
yeah, the
want to
team
go.
that you really you want to go to.
That's why you got it.
Just play it up.
Yeah, that's why you got it. Like
Correct.
If the Yankees had said, "I'm getting Jordan Alvarez or Altuve,"
I'm scared of that. I'm scared because I thought the Yankees was going to get Kyle
really
Tucker.
excited.
Man,
Now,
listen,
you see that smile?
if they're Jordan Alvarez is like when he's healthy,
That dude is the truth.
he's not better. He's not better than Judge. I won't say that, but he's right there. He's right below Judge, man. He's so good.
Truth.
And he hits for power, average. He's so good.
And
he's always nicked up though. There's always something. Yeah, and he's clutch.
Yeah, he's clutch.
And he's super clutch in the playoffs.
Super.
So that might be the guy that ends up
the man out,
in New York. And if you get that left-hander in New York, Lord have mercy.
Woo!
Alvarez is the truth, bro.
Now, if that was something,
that's yeah, and that's why I think they traded Tucker. They like Tucker, but they know they can't afford to lose Alvarez.
Yeah,
can't.
Got it.
And the Astros are not going to be paying money like the Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, teams like that. They're not spending like that. Like I said before, Astros want to build through the draft and build up their guys.
Get the young boys. Get them.
Hey, they're couponing.
Couponing.
Right.
Nah, they not couponing, Dan. Your team.
He's right.
Yo, you think
he's right. Yeah. He's right.
They're being frugal.
No, he's right. To an extent, Dan is right. They'll spend when they have to spend. Right? They probably know that, okay, this run these last 7 years were great, right? With this team.
Right.
Because think about the players the players that the Astros lost over those these championship years.
Cole.
You talking about Correa. You're talking about Garrett Cole. You know what I'm saying? Like Springer, George Springer. They lost, you know what I'm saying? They were loaded. Bro, loaded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and they lost those guys because why? They didn't want to pay them. They didn't. They're like the Patriots, right? They're going to cut you a year before they're supposed to cut you.
Well, you know what?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, kudos to them. They're smart. They're smart. They got the scout team out there.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing. So I respect those teams. To be honest with you, those are the teams that are actually doing the work. And they're ahead of the curve. So, shout out to them.
Dan, you made a good point. They're couponing, and if Dan's team, if I give an analogy about the Pirates, they are they have Wick. And
bro, we only go on double coupon day. The only time we go shopping is double coupon day.
Double coupon. But what's that? BOGO?
Yeah, buy one, get one.
Bro, that has to be that has to be the greatest marketing ploy ever.
Hell,
that damn BOGO. And nobody loves BOGO than women who are 60 and over. My mama freaking buy BOGO. Think she don't even damn near need it. She buy it was BOGO. So you ain't gotta buy it because BOGO.
Hey dog, let me tell you, I didn't even know what BOGO was. I was like, what the hell is BOGO?
I know.
I was like, wow, that is the truth. Whoever thought of that one, that was great.
That came to
the people.
Go ahead.
No, people love BOGO just like they like getting free T-shirts. I don't know what it is with people and getting free T-shirts.
Yo, that BOGO,
no matter who you are,
yo,
you get a free T-shirt. I'll take it. A free T-shirt, like
not even yourself.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
they'll knock you in the head with a free T-shirt, man.
Not even your side.
Right.
Let us move on to the National Hockey League. We got Dan with the National Hockey League. Dan is going to talk about the Rangers tonight and what's going on with the Rangers. The Rangers are in a free fall. Give it to the hockey guy. Go ahead, Dan. What you got for us tonight, sir?
Well, I don't want to burn you right off the bat, so
Go ahead.
Oh, thanks.
we'll just go through the power rankings real quick. So I just got the top 10. And the one, I got the Devils. They've been playing well as of late. They got a 3-game win streak, 6-3-1. Panthers, number 2. I think they got shut out, Calgary and Vancouver, on the West Coast trip, but they won 3 out of the 5. Then they beat Edmonton the other night, 6-5. That was a good game. And they beat Minnesota, I think, the other night. And then I got Caps at number 3 without Ovechkin. They were 7-2-1. They're up there in the Metro. I got Vegas 7-2-1. Then I got 5. I got the Jets. They came back to earth, fellas. They're no longer walking on the moon.
Uh-oh.
They were 5-4-1 in the last 10. Then Minnesota, they were on a little bit of a streak there, but they were 6-4-0 at number 6. And then Toronto, my Maple Leafs. They're 7-3-0. They've been on a 2-game win streak. And 8, I got the Oilers. They've actually been pretty hot. 8-2-0 in the last 10. And then the Kings, who I think are playing. Is it Philly tonight? I believe it's Philly. No. Yeah, the Kings are playing Philly. And then number 10, I got the Canes. With Anderson getting hurt, they've been struggling a little bit, but they got a couple wins in a row, and they're playing a lot better. But that's kind of the power rankings. I think your Rangers started off 12-4-1 or something like that, and they're damn near 500 now. Yeah, 15-15-1.
Yo, man, they traded my man.
Which one?
Capo Caco.
Shoot, what did he do?
I just like his name, man. Go ahead, Dan.
I'm just saying. I'm like, I like Capo too, but he wasn't burning it up. He only had 14 points this season.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dan.
But are the Rangers in trouble? I would say yes. And I say that because besides Buffalo, they might be the worst team in the last 10 games.
Lost 3.
Like, I want to say, yeah, Buffalo's lost 11 in a row. So you're safe on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were like 3-7-0 in the last 10.
Yeah, we lost 3 yeah, Buffalo. Hey, good gracious, 11.
Yeah, the Buffalo's a whole other story. But let's go back a couple weeks or whatever, and we talked about pretty much the open market where they just came out and said, "Hey, we're trading Trouba this year," like letting it be known. And then, with the no trade clause, I think he blocked 2 of them, and I think one was absolutely Columbus. I think was one of them. And he, trade clause, he said no. But then they were like, well, you can either go to Anaheim or we're cutting you. Your choice. And that's how he, I think, ended up in Anaheim. But that was kind of like this first little stone rolling down the hill.
Oh, it's rolling now.
Oh, dude, it's just... it's going to be a boulder here in a minute. But
Man, it's getting bad.
Oh, yeah, you sent me that stuff before we could get on, but go ahead.
But, I go back, so we got the whole Trouba getting traded or whatever, but something that I find interesting about the Rangers is they were off to that great start, right? And then they started monkeying around trying to sign Shesterkin.
$92 million.
And,
8 years.
Exactly. And then how's he played since he's got that money?
Just like
not good. He's
just like most people that I see, they get money
and I don't necessarily think it's him.
I mean,
he's
yeah.
not playing, but he's like 10-12 for the season with a 3.04 goals against. Like this guy had almost a 2 last year. Like it's night and day from last year's performance to this year's. It's just wild that like once he got paid, things kind of went south for him. But like the Rangers have so many problems. Like Panarin right now, he's out, upper body injury, day to day. He leads your team with 36 points, 15 goals, 21 assists. And Adam Fox, another young stud defenseman, he's your second leading scorer. 1 goal, 24 assists.
Wow.
Can anybody, I know you two know, probably, well, you know your team. Who do you think the third leading scorer for this team is?
No, I was going to mess with you and say the goalie, but no, I'm joking. Boom.
He's close. Will Cooley.
Cooley.
Yeah.
23 points. And this is where it gets fun for me. When I start looking down this and I go, oh, hell, he's a third leading scorer with 23 points, 11 goals, 12 assists. Oh, well, where's all these big guys, Zibanejad, Trocheck, Capo,
Panarin.
Lafreniere, Hedel, Kreider.
They don't put the puck in the net, bro.
Zibanejad.
Well,
Where's Mika at? Yeah.
Where are these guys at? I'll tell you. So right behind Will Cooley is Alex Lafreniere, 21 points. He is a minus 14. That means he's been on for 14 goals more for when the other team scored, opposed to when he's on the ice and they scored even strength. Well, who's the next guy? Oh, hey, here's Mika.
It's minus 17. Jesus
minus
Christ.
17.
Jesus Christ.
Trocheck. Yeah. He's got 18 points. Minus 5. Like Capo, you want to say what you say, about him leaving or whatever, but the dude's got 14 points. And he's a plus 9. That means he's playing the right way. He's not getting caught up, pinching, making bad passes across the middle of the ice. He's playing the game the right way. And then you got Hedel, in 24 games, he's got 12 points, and he's a plus 9. But Kreider, minus 4. Keandre Miller, minus 5. Trouba, he's been gone for 2 weeks, minus 3. I just see all the, they've got a few people that are, like Fox is a plus 3. Ooh. And Panarin, what? No, he's minus 6.
Yeah,
so okay, we're not playing really good at 5-on-5. All right, well, how's our power play? I mean, we're looking to, what is it? 16th in the league, middle of the road, a little bit of towards the back of the pack. All right, so we only scored, 87. What was that? 21.3%. It's not terrible. A couple good games, you could, pick that number up significantly. The thing, and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, penalty kill. They're second in the league at 87.1%.
Okay.
So we take penalties, but we don't give up goals off penalties. What's that tell you? You're horrible on 5-on-5 or even strength. I mean, that's what all these negative numbers for plus minus, that just screams 5-on-5 or even strength play. And I went out on a limb, me, I like to, stir the pot a little bit.
No, not you.
And, one of the chat groups, they were like, hey, you think Trouba, anybody think Trouba is going to get traded? I'm like, hell yeah, he's gone. And I said, he ain't going to be the last one. I said, I got money that probably Chris Kreider is going to go at some point. It's just, when you watch your team religiously like I do with the Penguins, and like Jeff Carter on the Penguins the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, he'd have a great game. But then the age, the wear and tear, it was, pedestrian the rest of the time. And that's kind of where Kreider's kind of creeping into, where he's not having good game after good game after good game. He may have a good game here or there. And, like he's got 11 points in 28 games. This guy, I think, was it last year? He almost had 50 on the power play, or had almost 50 goals. A lot of them on the power play. It's just like And I saw they scratched Keandre Miller, so I don't know if maybe, or they didn't take him to Dallas because I think they play tomorrow. He didn't travel with the team, so he might be gone. But from what I understand, like I was watching the Florida-Detroit game last night, and I want to say it was on the intermission, but supposedly they had a players-only meeting, and the consensus, the insiders, that they love the coach. They're not happy with the management, a.k.a. the GM, Chris Drury.
Oh.
So does he get canned? Because I saw somewhere where they were talking about maybe Sean Avery being their GM. But something has to change with them. Like, you need a big shakeup of some sort, whether it be the GM. Laviette's a great coach.
Yeah, they don't want to coach. No.
Yeah, he's not the problem. He hasn't lost the room. The players love him. He loves the players. That stuff's good. I think it's just, the stuff that, trying to get rid of Trouba, the way they handle it. The guy was your captain, for God's sake. And the way you just
discarded him.
Dismissed him and forcing him out of New York, that probably didn't sit well with the players. And that's kind of my thing with them. It's like they got to get better at 5-on-5. They absolutely got to be able to start scoring some more points or goals. I mean, they're like 22nd in the league in goals with that roster. I mean, it's insane.
They lost to Nashville the other night, 2-0. Couldn't even one of the, not the worst, but one of the worst teams. Let me ask you this question, Dan. How did it get from them being like the Final Four in the NHL last year, and we got to this point from your perspective?
I mean, there's a couple of different reasons, I believe, with them. Pretty much you brought back, for the most part, the identical roster that you had last year, right? Same two goalies, same star players. Maybe your third and fourth line guys, you might have lost one or two. Sixth pair, your third pair, 5 and 6 defensemen. Maybe, one of those guys left or whatever, or signed as a free agent. But it's really kind of the same team. So is there complacency? Like, oh man, we had this last year. We're going to, go through this season, be in the playoffs. We're going to get there, where the hunger is not there. I don't know. But something is amiss with them that they can't figure out how to get it right, or what they need to do to get it right. I see they got, like, lately they've been playing more young kids. I don't think they have a ton of injuries. I think it's like Panarin and Keandre Miller. They just put it. He did not travel to Friday's game in Dallas, so he might be on the trade block, because I think they got the roster freeze here coming up for the holiday, so they may try to move him before the roster freeze. But I don't get it, man. Your goaltender has been one of the better goaltenders in the league the last 2-3 years, and suddenly, like, the goals against average is up, save percentage is down. Like, he probably didn't lose 12 games until February last year, or March maybe. But either they got to move the GM out and bring in a fresh voice, if that's what the issue is. But let me see here. I think I have it up. But I was looking at this.
I mean, do they need a team meeting?
They did the players only.
They just had one.
Yeah. They need another one.
All right.
Yeah, you can only have so many of those. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I mean, because it doesn't make any sense, man. Like, this is a solid. It was a solid team. I don't know.
But Panarin's the one guy that's producing.
Right.
Zibanejad isn't. Trocheck isn't. What's the other one? Kreider isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't know. Maybe do you switch your lines around?
I mean,
and see if something clicks with somebody else, because you got to get somebody going. You got to at least have a line going. When you get shut out by the Nashville Predators, a couple nights
I know
ago.
you said it's not the coach, but after you know how this goes. This business is.
I get that, but like if he's putting you in the positions and telling you where to be and coaching you in practice where to go, and you just lose your mind on 5-on-5 and don't cover your guy, he's not skating. He's not playing. Here's the thing.
I seen that happen to Doug Collins. I mean, they got him to.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the
man.
thing. They're not going to fire 21 players. They're going to fire the coach. But that's the thing is the players are saying we love the coach. It's not the coach, and then you fire the coach.
Well, y'all need to play better. Listen, man. Listen. Y'all got to do something.
Just listen to this. So, you play Dallas tomorrow at Dallas. Then you play the Hurricanes. Then you got New Jersey. Then Tampa.
Jersey's playing.
Then Florida. Then Boston. Washington. Oh, we'll throw in Chicago so you can feel good and get a win. After you play Chicago, Dallas again, Jersey, Vegas, Colorado, Utah. All right, we're going to give you a little break. We'll throw you another bone. You could play Columbus and then Montreal back to back. Like the future is not bright for them, like unless they get their stuff together.
Yeah. Well,
that's why I said, like, when I was looking at this and I'm like, God, man, they're really struggling at 5-on-5 because everybody's a minus. Their penalty kill is really good, so it's not they're giving up a bunch of power play goals. And then I look at the schedule from now until January 19th. There's 4 games that I would say, hey, they're favored in.
Right. Wow.
So that's my Ranger mania for tonight.
Ranger mania.
Like I can't understand with the talent that they have and how well they performed last year, largely with the same group. Like, here's the other thing. You got rid of Trouba, right? Mm-hmm. He's your captain, one of the locker room guys. Well, guess what else he also does? Like, I know I make fun of him because I call him an orange pylon or whatever.
Yes, you do.
You throw him in a beer league, and he'll look like Paul Coffey. That's how good of a skater he is. It's just that the people he's playing against, are going like an e-bike, 30 mile an hour. So, like, he's lost a step, and he's not a great handler of the puck. But in light of that, like, I can't even believe I'm going to say this. If I was Toronto, I would try to work out some kind of deal to try to get him near the trade deadline or just, a week or two before it, just for the playoffs. Put him on your third pair. Give him, minutes here and there, but put him on your penalty kill. And he, like, I sent you the picture when he tried to kill Natchez for Carolina, where he basically was vertical to the boards with his face smashed into the boards because he was trying to run the guy and he ducked. But that's what he brings. He brings more space and time for your stars because people aren't going to take shots at them because he will go take care of it. And that's the other thing. Like, you got Rempe, you got a Redwood playing hockey.
Wow.
Why can't he get minutes on 5-6 minutes a game on the fourth line if you're that bad?
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing from him.
And it's not like the kid's bad. It's just that he's so damn big that he gets penalties because where his elbow is where the other guy's head is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not his fault. It's like, with
Frankenstein on skates, man.
Yeah, like Zdeno Chara, same thing. Like they're so damn big, they don't have an option not to hit you there unless they really, really, have time to maneuver as such not to kill you. But that's what I say. Like, they have to figure something out. Because that schedule until January 19th is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, gotcha.
And you're already at 500.
Dan, real quick, I haven't heard you make mention of the Toronto Maple Leafs or said anything disparaging about them. They are sitting at 20-10.
Oh, I know. I said they're playing. They're playing. Matthews came back. They've been playing much better. I did see out. let me check Toronto's page, but I want to say their goalie Stolazar is out. He got hurt.
Okay.
But that's the thing with them is they kind of fixed a lot of problems they were having as far as so Stolars is out, but they got Wall and Hildeby is the backup now.
Yeah.
But like the defense core, you got Morgan Rye, Jake McCabe, OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larson, Chris Tanev, Yanni Hakanpää. So they got a good 5 good defensemen. You know, and you could put Tanev and probably one of the other guys together as your third pair if you wanted to. But like I said, they're top heavy. You got all that money going to Marner, all that money going to Matthews, Tavares, Nylander. You know, if they could fit Trouba in on that defense, and like I said, play him as a third pair, 5, 6 minutes, 8 minutes a game, penalty kill, yeah. But they did a lot of, like, they got Pacioretty they brought in. I know Yarncroft is hurt, but they got him. And like Hakanpää, I think he's still on the shelf. But they moved out some other pieces and brought in some grit. But that's what they're going to need in the playoffs. Because I don't know if you've watched the Florida Panther game yet this year. They still playing the same way.
I mean,
if we can't outscore you, we're going to outpunch you.
Yeah, from the first
I was going to ask you how the
the
Panthers were doing.
Oh, they're doing real well. Like I said, they got shut out in Calgary and Vancouver on their road trip. But I believe they beat, was it Seattle, Edmonton, and I think Minnesota to end the trip. But yeah, I watched them a little bit the other night, and you want to talk about just an absolutely ugly goal. This is like what I'm talking about with the Rangers. Like, sometimes you just got to go to the net and good things happen. You'll hear that all the time from coaches. Tkachuk was going to the net. The guy tried to pass it across the rink, hit somebody's glove, bounced off the defenseman's shin pad, rolls back across to the other side of the crease, and good old Chucky's just there and goes, doop, slaps it between the goalie's legs. Like, he was kind of off balance even when he shot he wasn't even expecting the puck. It just kind of came to him as he was stumbling. He's like, oh, hell, I'd hit it, and boom, goes in the net. And those type of goals are huge in the playoffs, but it also, these guys like Zibanejad, Trocheck, and whatnot struggling to score. You got to go to those areas and get dirty and get that greasy goal that, no one will see it on SportsCenter, but, it got you the W.
Right.
So, I mean, I kind of like Toronto where they're at right now. Hopefully Stolzar's not out good length.
They said, what, 4 to 6 weeks?
I think it was 4 to 6, yeah.
4 to 6 weeks. I just wanted you to put some respect on their name. That's all.
Oh, hey, I've been nice to him all year. I'm
good. All right. I'm good, Kev. I just want him to put some respect on Toronto.
Dan, anything else?
Oh, I got a couple other things yet.
Go ahead.
So I put this in the group chat, and I know everybody's like, is he drunk? But I was watching Detroit and Philly last night, and I don't think I've seen this in years. If anybody wants to know where Angel Hernandez is, I think he's reffing in the National Hockey League.
No, stop.
Dude, the referee is skating up the bench side of the ice. And it was the Flyers bench, and then it was the Red Wings bench. And they showed it from behind the goal. And you see the little guy with his little orange strip go, whoop, and then he goes and puts it, like 3 seconds, he has his arm up, and then he pulls it back down. So the whole bench is like, hey, come on, they got a penalty. So the goalie skates over to the bench, hops the boards. The extra checker hops on. So now Philly's got 6 skaters skating around. And then someone goes, hey, his arm's not up anymore. What's going on? So the goalie hops the boards again, skates back to the goal, and is in the goal when Detroit's coming back down the ice. And the linesman's kind of like, hey, wait. That's too many. Yeah, blow the whistle. And I love Torts. Torts he's always great for interviews. And I thought he was going to burst a blood vessel. He was losing his mind on the bench for good reason. He was under the impression, like the rest of the team, that, hey, we have the puck, his arms up, so it's on the other team.
Right.
So you see them get together, and then like, this is even the worst part about it. So the referee skates to the little center circle, hits the button. No penalty on the play. Click. What? So what was the arm up? You got 7 guys on the ice. So I think it was like, hey, I was going to call a penalty, changed my mind. Sorry, you put your guy on the ice. My bad. We'll just wash it out.
So who checks the refs?
I've never seen that. Where literally they were going to call a penalty, pull their arm back down, and the other team pulls their goalie, and then has 6 guys, and then the goalie sneaks back in the net when the puck starts coming the other way. Oh, I was losing it. It was because I'm watching it. I'm like, and I'm watching Tortorella lose his mind on the bench, and I'm like, he's got a point there because they showed him go right up past.
And he's must-see TV anytime he gets mad. He's one of the best in the business.
But the Four Nations, I saw this, more about this. So February 12th through the 20th is when they're playing these games. February 12th to the 15th, Montreal is where they're going to be playing the games. And then from the 17th to the 20th, like where the championship game and all that, it will be back in Boston.
Good stuff.
So that will be the 8 days in February that they had their little break for like the All-Star game time. Okay. And lastly, give a shout out to Justin Schultz, the former Penguin. He retired from Seattle. He won 2 cups with us. He was really good when he was with us. Wish him the best in his retirement. And hey, a couple of weeks from now, we'll see if the Rangers got their shovels and dug themselves out of the hole, or if they decide to go deeper.
I'm pretty sure you'll let us know.
Yeah. Well, I will. But it's interesting and fascinating to me how they're a 180 from what they were.
I said they finished in the Final Four. They finished in
that's what I'm saying.
So go figure. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Dan the Hockey Dude with the NHL. All right. Y'all know what it is. We got Mr. Ryan D'Souza.
What up?
With the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The Emirate.
What you got for me?
Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. Hey, shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. Hold on.
Emirates Cup. Okay, I got you.
Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. You know why I love the Milwaukee Bucks? Because they took the cup. Shout out to Giannis. He said, hey, we're not finished yet. Hey, we don't need that champagne. The season's not over. Go ahead. Right. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, listen.
I'm just saying.
Listen. It just makes the regular season a little bit more, watchable. Whatever you want to say, watchable, whatever you want. It adds more. Yeah, it adds more competition during the regular season. It was and the cup, right, it's not for the powerhouse teams, man. Like, okay, Milwaukee started off really bad, right? Like 1-8, 2-8. Everybody was throwing, dirt on their grave as far as like, competing and stuff. Dame and Giannis can't work together. They figured it out. I'm not gonna piss off the angry one and mention his name. You know what I'm saying? The coach. But hey, they did what they had to do. And like I said, it's not for the upper echelon teams, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing about the in-season tournament, right? It's like everybody's hyped for it, right? The teams, like, yeah, we want to win it. But as soon as they're eliminated from it, they're like, oh, we really didn't really care about it. You know what I'm saying? That's always their thing. So when they're eliminated, yeah, you really didn't care about it. It's just the in-season tournament. But it's good for the up and coming teams. Like look, like your Atlanta Hawks, your Houston Rockets who made it to the semis, right? It's good for teams like that to get that atmosphere of a playoff atmosphere. Again, it's not the playoffs, but it's some type of atmosphere where they can build on, right? And not only that, man, like, you know, these basketball players are multi-millionaires, right? We're not saying that, but there are some guys who are on two-way contracts who are not making millions and millions of dollars. $500,000 for them is a big deal. It's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and $500,000 is $500,000 no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? So, whether you can give it to a charity or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Money's always good. You can never have
money's always good. Listen, rich people love money. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, listen, you know, right. And you know, it's, and I love to see that you know that they competed. You know what I'm saying? They competed for the cup. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a make or miss league. OKC shot lights out in the second half against the Rockets. Rockets had a 1-point lead on them, playing great defense. It was throwback basketball that you guys love. You know what I'm saying? Like defense. And then OKC and Shea.
The Knicks had a 7-point lead going into the half and lost it against Atlanta.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because teams got hot, right? And I know the whole thing is, they're shooting too many threes, and you might be right. They might be shooting too many threes, but the shooting of the threes is just for spacing, right? Because if you're talking about all the top players in the league, they all shoot mid-range jump shots. Kevin Durant, Booker, SGA, you know what I'm saying? You know, you name it, Luka, Kyrie, they all shoot mid-range shots, right? So, you know, I know the whole thing about the league right now. It's unwatchable. It's too many threes. I know 2 teams just broke the record for missed threes in the game, but those are 2 of the worst teams in the league. You see what I'm saying? So it's not. It was pretty bad, but those are 2 of the. It was Charlotte and the other team. You know, it's two of the worst teams in the league. So listen, man. Like, I enjoy the cup. I thought it's just a great infusion of competition, because you know we talk about the All-Star game where, you know, they don't compete like they used to back in the days, where, you know what I'm saying, like the first 3 quarters, it's high flying dunks and stuff. But there was a saying, they had a pact, like, let's keep the game close. Then the fourth quarter, we'll go ahead and compete. And that's all they have to do. That's why we wouldn't have to have all these damn changes in the All-Star game. I don't know what the hell this is. And you know me, I like change. I like, you know, doing, you know, other stuff. But this All-Star thing that they're doing with it's 4 teams of 8 and all this bull, and it's the young, like, come on, really, man. Whack. It's really whack. Like, from where I'm standing out, it looks whack, right? It looks whack. I hope I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm an NBA advocate. You know what I'm saying? But you know, KD came out and complained about it. Well, if you guys just competed in the All-Star game, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have to change it.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like last year, man, like, you had the All-Star game, man. You had Oscar Robinson there, Larry Bird, the guys who set the pace, you know, for all these guys to make all this money and say, hey, man, y'all go ahead and compete out there. And they did that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it's a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come on here tonight and defend the NBA like I always do, because there is a problem with competition. There is a problem. There is a problem with load management. There is.
We did it, Kev. We did it.
No, look, I can't be a hypocrite to it, right? And the changing of the All-Star team, you know, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like, if you guys just compete and give it your all, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying give it your all for the whole game. Back in the days, it was like the first 3.5 quarters, it was just a show for the fans. But they always know to keep the game close. And the last 5 minutes, we going hard. We trying to win this thing. Just for the competition, right? You always hear the old school guys. Oh, they're so competitive. They just want to win everything. If they're playing, dice or they're playing poker, they just want to beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's the AAU era where everybody's buddy, chummy, and you know what I'm saying? But now we're seeing some bad blood in the NBA now. Like everybody seems to hate the Rockets because they play so physical. But we're seeing it, man.
Thank God for Brooks.
I don't like the All-Star game thing, but I was happy with the cup. They competed. It was good basketball in the cup, and so I'm happy about that, man. So yeah, man. And what you got for me? Kev?
No, go ahead. Finish your thought. And I just had two things for you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. You said
I'm good. No, I'm good.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, when he was talking about the old heads being competitive, I had to chuckle because the first image that popped in my mind was Jordan and Bird playing horse for the McDonald's. Like, to that extent, that they would take horse seriously. You know what I mean?
Everything was serious.
The NBA All-Star game is going to be just like the NFL thing at the Pro Bowl. They do. They're watering down to the point where you just don't need to have it. Like flag football, get out of here.
Yeah, at this point, man.
Just let them go to Hawaii and go to the beach.
No, that's all. Just name the teams and that's it.
But
go ahead. D.
Ryan hit the nail on the head again. This doesn't have to be like this if you guys just compete and play like you want to beat somebody, man. And this is the whole problem. We wouldn't have to do nothing if these guys would act like this is a job and play as if it meant something to them, have some personal pride. But they don't even have no personal pride, and they don't even take it where I want to beat that guy across from me. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Even if we was cool, we could still be cool. That's still my brother over there, but you know what? I want to beat him. And just take just take that mentality and go play. And you wouldn't have to do none of this stuff. None of this stuff would be necessary. But the fact that even the 3-point shooting, it wouldn't even bother me if you're D'ing up the guy instead of letting him shoot the ball. If you just compete and just play act like you care. That's the problem. They don't care. So, that's why the fans are saying, you know what, y'all don't care, I don't care. Bye.
And I'll say this. Now, shout out to Ryan. Kudos to Ryan. I know Ryan thinks we be sometimes giving him a hard time, but D-Dub said you just want the guys to compete, man, and I don't want nothing else, man. I just want you to compete, give me some effort. It's sports. You are supposed to go out there in the NBA All-Star game. I can't tell you when is the last time I watched one. It's been a complete joke, and I'm with Dan. It's almost if they don't do something about it, it'll wind up just like the Pro Bowl. Go ahead.
Listen, the last time the NBA All-Star game was good is when they had the Elam ending. The last time it was good, they competed at that point, and then they got rid of it. I'm like, well, you got rid of it for? What you get rid of it for? You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, man. I mean, like I said, man, you make a good point. Like the All-Star game is a problem, right? We know that, right? But as far as the competition during the regular season, the competition's there. There's still a problem with the load management. I know you guys hate it. You know what I'm saying? And there's still a problem with that. So we got some players coming back. We got Kawhi that's supposed to be ramping up, coming back, and I want to shout out to Joel Embiid, man. I mean, the bad luck this dude has. How many facial fractures does one man have in his career? I'm like, it's probably time to just be like Rip Hamilton and just always wear a mask, because I'm like, he's had like 4 facial fractures. Like, I mean, he's snake bitten. At this point, he's injury prone. He just is. He's always on the floor. He's as a big man and as big as he is, he's always on the floor. I don't know if you ever watch him play. If he's getting a rebound, he's falling down. He's just always on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to fall, man. Like, dude, and he's super skillful. Super skillful. So there's, but he sometimes he plays like he's clumsy, and he's not. But yeah, like, I love what I'm seeing in the regular season. The All-Star game is a different thing. I can't defend it. So that's why I said I'm not going to be a hypocrite and try to defend it. I don't like it. But again, like I said, players don't like it. It's your fault. It's your fault why the commissioner, he's the commissioner for a reason. If something is not right, he has to try to fix it. He just can't sit on his palms and just not do anything. So,
right.
But everybody in the league loves the in-season tournament. The GMs love it because, like I said, man, it gives those lower teams who realistically don't have a shot as the championship at something to play for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have thought Atlanta Hawks would have won their group, or the Rockets would have won their group, and even last year, Indiana that propelled them to the conference championship, beating your Knicks, even though the Knicks were hurt. But it's I'm just saying, but it's that type of experience that's really good. No, it's not a jab. If I was going to throw a Knick jab, I would just say 1994. If I was going to do it.
Hey man, stop it.
But nah, man. But like I said, man, and
that's the Rangers too, right?
Oh, here you go.
Yeah. Rangers lost. Yeah, it was
1994.
That's the last time we won.
Yeah. That's the last time they won.
Yeah.
Ryan, real quick.
Yeah.
3-point line. We talked about the 3-point line. I don't know if you've been here this week. You think should there be some kind of change to the 3-point line or leave it as is? I'm hearing people say, "Hey, get rid of the corner three, just bring it out to the side right there."
What are we doing? Getting rid of the corner three? Like, there's some players who have an NBA career because of the corner three. Like, what are we doing? Because you know what you do? If you start fixing the line and you want to move it back, what you're gonna have is they're still gonna shoot the damn three. Now it's just gonna be hard to make. Now you're gonna have more misses. What do you mean move it back? And what do you mean? Listen, you're not gonna be able to take away and take away bad shots out of basketball. It just is what it is. You know why we shoot a lot of threes? Because we don't have bigs and power forwards no more who are going down there and banging and playing with their back to the basket. We don't have that no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's a lot of threes. You know what I'm saying? Like, for as great as Steph Curry is, you know what I'm saying? And you can also blame the analytics with this. You know what I'm saying? The analytics was like, let's get away. Let's take away all the mid-range jump shots. The mid-range jump shot is an art. And like I said, if you go down all the rosters of all the players in the NBA today, all the stars, basically all the stars take mid-range shots. You know who are missing all these threes? It's the role players. Because of the spacing. They want you to space for the star, whether to drive to the basket or to get that mid-range. It's the role players missing all these damn threes. I mean, so you can't mess with the 3-point line, man. I understand we moved it forward, we pushed it back, but to get away to corner three, or to move it back, now you're just gonna have more people taking bad shots, and now you're making it harder. You complain that there's too many threes being missed. So I mean, you can't hide from people taking bad shots. This is basketball. Sometimes you're gonna take bad shots.
Let me get Dan in here. Dan, go ahead. You had your hand up.
No, I was just going to say, with the whole talk of the 3-point line, and this is going to aggravate people, but the reason why we don't have bigs playing in the blocks anymore is because of the 3-point line. Everybody wants to be the dude shooting the three. If you get rid of the 3-point line completely, and everything's two, and the only way you get three is an and one, then it would revert back to the way it was being played, where bigs played low, because you're going to want to shoot as close to the basket to make sure you get the basket. But the crutch is the 3-point line because teams just use it to, like, if they get down 10, they just start launching them until they catch up. Or in the Celtics case, they keep launching them and don't extend their league and end up losing to Miami. But that's I get it. You don't want to take it out, but at the same time, a lot of the issues the league is having is because of the line.
But you have to try to find a happy medium, right? Because if you do try to take away the 3-point line, now you're gonna be like, oh, the game is too physical, and now it's not as fun, and it's not as wide open.
It's too many fouls because there's going to be a lot of fouling now.
Exactly.
We already complaining about the fouls.
Yeah,
now.
so you gotta find a happy medium. You gotta find a happy medium. I mean,
I agree.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if it's
because
get rid of the 3-point line. I don't know about that.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
but I get it. I get it, Dan. It's a good point.
I mean, I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying that's
a good suggestion.
That's what it evolved into.
Where you going? Right. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was going to say because of that line, this is where the game evolved to.
Right. I got you.
And then,
I
don't know. Do you put a sticker on the court at the logo, and that one's worth 4?
Yo,
somebody
said
but
that
then,
shit.
but then you
something about a blinking light. I'm like, come on, man. What are we talking about, man? It's too much.
But I don't know if you guys ever watched the Big Three, the Ice Cube Big Three.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have a 4-point shot. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. It's
like this is Harlem Globetrotters stuff, man.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, dude, like you know what? You're gonna have to get coaches like a Ime Udoka who are demanding their players to play defense. You're gonna have to get a change of culture for a team. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you hire you know what I'm saying? You have to have a Tibbs who wants to play defense. Now, the thing is with Tibbs, his team is so great offensively, you have to play to your strengths. So when you have a Curry and a Klay Thompson, you have to play to that strength. They're going to shoot threes. The problem is teams trying to copycat Golden State who can't shoot.
Well,
the Rockets did that. We try to double down on 3-point shooting.
I said this 10 years ago. You trying to be like Golden State and you don't got Golden State personnel. Stop.
Right. So, yeah.
So a lot of this goes back to coaching.
Absolutely.
And coaching.
Correct.
We trying to blame everybody. Adam Silver, yes, he gets some, but the culture and the coaching is a big part of this, man. And
absolutely
they just we keep on trying to find somebody else to blame, man. It's right there. We could get the game back to where it's supposed to be if everybody's on the same page, but
just find a happy medium. That's all it is. Like you know what I'm saying?
They're gonna take their own selves out.
Yeah, hire more defensive minded coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, they even changed that. Remember a couple of years ago, with the shot clock. Once the shot hit, you got a whole new 24 seconds to run the clock down and do. You know what I'm saying? But now if it hits, it only goes to 14. So it's a lot of rules, and they did that. They changed the rules because the game was too physical, and the games were in the 80s and 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw it.
Hey, I was cool with that. I was cool with that.
You were cool with that, right? But D-Dubs, what I'm saying was you were cool with that, but people were complaining.
I got you.
I remember.
I got you.
So you're always gonna have somebody who's gonna see the game and complain. Because they don't like it. So
we can agree. We don't need to be seeing 152, 155 games. We need to see something. Yeah. We need to get these sliders back down. That's the best way I can
get the sliders.
Sliders back down to where we're seeing a good game. Because we're not seeing good games. I'm sorry.
And we saw that in the cup play though. We saw good games in the cup play. Like I mean, the Rockets game was it was like what? It was like 45 to like 40, 43 at halftime. You know what I'm saying? But it's basketball. Teams get hot. You start hitting threes, and that's how Boston beats you. But to Boston's credit, they shoot a lot of threes, right? But they have two guys who know when to go to the mid-range. They have Tatum and they have Brown. They know when to go to the basket. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, teams shoot a lot of threes, but look at every roster and go down, and the superstars, all of them can shoot mid-range. All of them, and then they all do it. It's the role players that they're telling, stay out there because we need the spacing. You know what I'm saying? Even they like, and to Dan's point, Dan's point about the bigs shoot a lot of threes now. Now you want bigs that can stretch the floor and be bigs that can shoot. But we do have bigs who can play with their back against the basket. The Jokic's, the Senguns, the Joel Embiid's. You know what I'm saying? So we have those guys, Anthony Davis's. But they're that skillful that they can shoot. So so it's like I said, it's just find a happy medium and go from there. But you're always gonna find fault. Someone's always gonna find fault with the game. It's never gonna be a perfect game. It's just like the NFL. The NFL just changed the kickoff rules again, and I still don't understand it. I still don't understand what they're doing with the, you know what I'm saying, with the, with the hot spots and all this spot and when you can go, so and the NFL is king. The NFL never has a rating issue, but they're always trying to innovate and change. So it is what it is.
Anything else, Ryan? This was good, man. This was good. Anything else?
No, man, no. But listen, but like I said, man. You guys' like concerns is valid. It's a valid concern. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it can be a lot of threes being shot. It can be. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know if you guys remember last year, right? When like right after the All-Star break, they just the refs started not calling a lot of stuff. They made it more physical. Right. And it was like, OK, yeah, they, so and that's it, too. How are the officials officiating the game? That's another thing.
Bad. Yeah.
And they, because what happens is now, guys, I don't know if you see it, but all those old school refs, the Javies and all those guys, you know what I'm saying? They're all retiring. It's a whole new breed of guys. Right. And the players know how to intimidate them. The players couldn't intimidate the old dudes, the old heads. Nah, they wasn't having that. Joey Crawford. Joey Crawford kicked out Tim Duncan. He wasn't even playing, and gave him 2 technicals and kicked him out the game for just smiling at him. So the refs have to hold their own, and then that's it. It takes a collective effort from everybody, the players, the refereeing, the coaching. You know what I'm saying? It takes a collective effort to make the game as great as it can be and as perfect as can be, but it's never going to be perfect.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Ryan D'Souza with the NBA. Great show tonight.
Yes, sir, fellas.
We went a little bit over, man, but I'm glad we went a little bit over, man. We got everything in the NHL, NBA talk, man. Really great show, man. I'm so happy that we do what we do, and we love what we do, man. So that's why we rock on for almost 2 hours. No commercials, of course. Doing our thing, man. But parting shots so we get on out of here. I'll start with the toxic one. Dan, what you got for us, brother, after you told us about the Rangers? What you got for us?
Oh, nothing heavy. It's good to see everybody. Shout out to Mikey and DA and Edie. We missed you guys. Everybody in the chat, appreciate you hanging out with us. Enjoy the holiday, because I think this is the last one. Well, besides Monday, this is the last one until after Christmas.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. Thank you, Dan. D-Dubs, what you got for us? What you got for us, sir?
Yo, good show as always. Enjoy all you guys, man. Miss all the DAE, Millie. Yo, everybody enjoy the holidays, man. Spread the joy, peace, love, all that good stuff, man. Enjoy the holidays, man. See you in the new year.
Yeah, I got you. We have one more show unless you plan on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be here.
we got Monday. We got to talk about.
I said Monday.
I'm in holiday mode. I'm sorry, dog. Not getting too much work out of me, dog. I'm sorry.
Ryan, what you got for us, bro?
Nah, man. Hey, good times, man. It's always good time. It's always a pleasure. Good banter. And yeah,
Yes.
like to piggyback what everybody else said, man. Happy holidays. Yeah, and we'll see y'all next time.
Gotcha. Yes, happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, and happy everything to everybody, to all my just happy holidays. Wanted to say, hey, we'll be on Monday because all the college football games, the college football playoffs start Wednesday tomorrow.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about all the NFL games over the weekend. The Broncos are beating the
Chargers
21-10. I think who's leading the leaderboard in the our thing? Is it you, Dan? Dan, you still leading?
Oh,
I think so.
Dan's kicking our ass. Dan's kicking our ass.
He looks like he's going to win again, unless something dramatically happens. But Dan is leading the leaderboard for the second year in a row for the Sports Chasers our weekly NFL picks. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, shout out to my chief Baker, man. He seems to think that Notre Dame Fighting Irish is gonna win it all. So
Okay.
we'll see.
It's wide open, bro. It's wide open.
We talked about it. It is. But
Hey, I'm going to work on my Madden rating. I'm gonna see if I can get on the jet.
Oh, man, that's crazy, man.
I think that Rodgers money.
Right.
Oh,
hey,
man.
you could probably move better than he can, Dan. I tell you
I
that.
got Mike Achilles still. My Achilles is good.
That is something else. So like I said, we'll be on Monday. Thank you for all those in the comments, man.
Yeah, shout out to the
thank
chat.
you for the angry one. Thank you guys so much. I think I saw Coach Wells in there in the comments, man. Thank you guys so much. DA was in the comments very shortly. He couldn't be with us tonight for the angry one and also for Mills. Like I said, we'll be on Monday night for the Monday Night Football Blitz, where we'll talk about the college football games and the NFL Sunday. We will not be on next Thursday. We will be celebrating the holiday, so we are off next Thursday. But hey, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also hit the bells for the notifications. And on the podcast side, I'll say it again for all those that listen to the sound of my voice. Make sure you give us that 5-star review. But listen, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you for tuning in tonight. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator, for Dan the Hockey Dude, for Daryl D. Dubs Warren, for Ryan D'Souza, for these guys in their absence, for Dorian the DA, for Mike Mills, and for James the Angry One Warren, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast, man. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. I got to find the button. And hey, y'all have a good night. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.